Hello YouTube, welcome to Sunday in the shop. We're all done with the air shock install. We run the line up to all the way up to the dash here. That's got a nice chrome cap. This is for my backup lights. Someday I may make a different panel, but real quick, that is a locking hood latch. It was optional on Fords in these years, but the cable broke. But that's what that is, because I know some of you will ask. Okay. We got about 25-30 pounds of air. We did test it the other day, but then we went ahead and redid the lines. We did find a small leak. Boy, it took forever to find it. I had to really use concentrated soapy water in a spray bottle. I was almost ready to use regular dish soap, but we did find a small leak. But yep, we'll go in there and we'll show you the 100-foot roll of line we bought and explain to you why I ended up buying 100 foot of it. So stay tuned. Okay, now for the rest of the story. I can't find the instructions. I can show you the picture. They gave me just enough line to make a T to come in the middle of the vehicle and go up into a trunk like a trunk of a car. Okay, that's all they gave me. I ended up with about 1.5 foot left when I had it, when you see in the video, had it rigged up. Okay, here's the line that came with it. It's kind of soft. And I call this 130 thousandths diameter. Well, what they ordered me is an 1/8 of an inch, 125 thousandths. So according to that, there is a difference. But I noticed I only had one trouble on one shock, and there's kind of like oil preservative in there, and I washed off the O-ring and everything because you want them nice and dry. And I did have to crank it down with the pliers on the fitting. I don't have one of the fittings in my hand. Okay, this stuff's hard to get. It is printed on here. Okay, this is actually air brake tubing, 1/8 of an inch. Okay, this stuff is real nice and stiff. I mean, it's a really tough stuff. Okay, I would say it would take more abrasion, like a quality fishing line, than this stuff. I'm trying to keep it in focus. This stuff is really cheesy. And another thing, you got a plastic nut on here. I wish I had one here. If you're familiar with air shocks, you know what I'm talking about. You have an O-ring and you have your plastic nut you tighten up. When you tighten that nut up, if you get carried away, it'll start pinching this line and squeezing it. It'll actually make a dent in it. See if I can duplicate it. So I can do it on this stuff. I think you can kind of see it. Now with this stuff, you can't really dent it the same. You can, but it tends to bounce back more, so this is a lot tougher. Okay, I'll have a picture of this. Here's the reason I had to buy 100 feet. They ordered it for me and I figured I'd want about 30 feet, so I want plenty of extra if I'm gonna own air shocks. Well, we get in the store, he tries to unroll it, and it was just a mess. What they'd done was, they took and folded this in half, so you had 250 foot, so you fold the 100 feet in half, so it'd be 50 feet. Then one of the legs of it, of the line, was like 10 feet longer than the other one. So one of the legs of the line, okay, was like this, and the other one was probably 10 feet out more. So he's trying to unroll it, and there's really no way to unroll it. We're standing in the store looking at it, and it's just a big ball of mess in his hand. So I took it home. I found where it was folded in half. I just started taking it apart out in the grass, like a tangled up drop cord, fishing line, anything. And I figured it out. It was doubled over. So I hooked that to my flagpole, started walking across the yard, and figured it out. Okay, of what the deal was. Got it untangled, and then went ahead over there and got it, and spent about a half hour to do it. So now if I need lines, what I'll do is I'll take it out of here. You know, I got tape over here to keep them. If you're using this stuff out on the ground or anything, before you put a piece on, blow it out with your blowgun. I mean, let there, blow it out with your blowgun, make sure it's not plugged. I'll just take it out like this. If you need some, you know, just thread it through the ropes and take it out like that, what you need, and just keep your strings on it. Now I got it kind of marked. This color string is the inside, this is your outside lube, you know, when it rolled on. So kind of like playing with big fishing line, but that's the story on that. Of how I ended up with 100 feet. Now I've used quite a bit because I run all the way up to the cab, and like there got some sample pieces I chopped off, so I used quite a bit. So I probably used maybe like 20 feet or more because I've got a lot of extra. Everywhere I did an airline I left extra. On each shock where it comes to the T I did a loop and left at least 6 inches more, and when I went up under the dash there's probably a foot or more extra under the dash. It comes into my dash under the floorboard to a rubber plate, and it goes like up around the steering column and back around and up to the thing on the dash, which you've seen the picture already. I just showed that and what it looks like on the dash. So I always have extra, so I'll always have enough line. I may think of some project to use this on, so it's not going to go to waste. 20 bucks for 100 feet. It's not going to go to waste. I hated paying that, but oh well. Okay, that concludes this part of the video. Let's see what else we can come up with. Maybe one more thing for in the shop video. I will have a video clip of the old shocks and how I use the vice grips to take them off. So we'll try to find one more small thing for this weekend. Okay, it's kind of bright out there. This is how I got my air shocks off. I extended them all the way, took the bottom bolt out first, okay? Then I put the vice grips kind of at an angle. I seen this on YouTube, but I did remember from years ago. This is why the Kershaw is so messed up. I was trying to cut that rubber to get a vice grips in there between the bracket and the rubbers. And then I decided to go ahead and try this. I'd done that a few days before. And on this bolt, sticks in the bushing, okay? The bolt was going this way towards the wheel, so I had a short punch, and I also had a hammer. I had the nut on it, had to redo the nut a little bit, but I kept banging the bolt back and forth and spraying it as much spray as I could get in there. Put some PB Blaster in there, and I got that to break loose. So that's one way to get them bolts out. You just keep banging it back and forth because it'll stick in this metal bushing. So that's my little tip on how to get your old shocks off. Get a vice grip in there. I did take a close-up picture. If it shows up, how it left the marks in there. So it will dig in. It will dig in even though it's really hard steel. So there you go. There's the clip of the old shock absorber, and I swear they're factory. Look how scrungy and old they are. I don't think they've ever been replaced. I do not think they have been. Look how rusted they are. Okay, off to one more little clip for the day. Okay, one last thing before we go. This is my Kershaw. People that have been subbed to me a while, they know I got this around Christmas time. I've been using this a lot. I was even trying to cut a rubber shock bushing off. I don't know if you can see that, but see how that edge looks like right here on the camera? I can see it from there. And then here's the side that looks okay. I rolled the edge over, okay? I did a video on how you could take like a steel bar on like a knife, and if the edge is crooked, I really don't think that's going to help trying to do this on here. I'm going to have to sharpen this. It's better to roll an edge over on a cheap blade to me than chip it. And I've abused this. I mean, I'm up there cutting on a shock absorber. The rubber's on the top, the round rubber piece. I'm in there cut like this, going against the shaft to try to cut the rubber out because I thought I could put a little vice grips in there. But in the video clip that you just seen before this, you'll see how I put the vice grips down there and extended the shock. So I'll take a couple close-up pictures to see if this will show up. So we gotta do some knife repair. So we'll be doing that today. We'll be putting an edge back on it. We've only honed it with the ceramic coaster thing, and I think I showed that on a video. I know I made a video of it. It goes down in your, here, let's just get a hold of it. Bear with me. I made a video on this. This goes in your cup holder of your car, okay? But the thing is, if you find out which edge is bad, it's not going to take it out by trying to do that. See if you can hear that. And then we'll go this direction. See, that's the good edge. This is the bad edge. Hear that? It's actually gonna just powder and just scrape the heck out of it. Yeah, these aren't cheap on Amazon, probably $3-4 a piece, but it goes down to your car for your cold drink. It's supposed to suck up the moisture. So, that's it for that. Thanks for watching this week.